Hi and welcome to Ali Lives Well and Less. I'm Ali, an early retired teacher, currently living well on my small teacher's pension. And today is a Money Monday video. So if this is your first visit, you are very welcome. Regular viewers will know that on Mondays we talk about some aspect of our money and finances, spending it, not spending it, and generally what we do with our hard-earned cash. And today, as the title of this video suggests, I am reflecting on my lifestyle, and I'm asking the question, am I boring because I don't spend money to do things that make me happy? And there's been a couple of things that have triggered this sort of reflective mood, and lots of you always comment on how I'm always positive and upbeat. I am a glass half full type of person, but I'm not perfect. And every now and again, someone or something will happen that makes me stop and think, oh yeah, that wasn't quite either nice, or that wasn't very kind, or maybe I'm just a little bit sensitive about some things that have happened in my life. And I'm going to share two things with you today. The first one was a couple of weeks ago, I was invited to take part in the Scottish Government Scottish Household Survey. They select so many households at random, and you are asked if you want to take part in a survey that talks about basically services in your area, your community, and a whole load of stuff. And it's an in-person interview. So someone from Ipsos actually came to my house to interview me. And I'll preface this by saying that as a kind of thank you for your time, you can have an energy survey done on your house for free. And I thought that would be quite interesting for a qualified surveyor to come to my wee house and just give me some advice on how I can make it more energy efficient. So that was the payoff. And that's not happening until next week. So I will report back on what the energy guy says. But this guy came to my house and he was youngish. Now, I'm getting to the age where everybody looks young. Policemen look young. Doctors look young. This guy was quite young. Possibly late 20s, early 30s, not entirely sure. But he was very nice. He came in and Luna actually behaved herself after barking at him non-stop for 3 minutes. She just stopped and thought, oh, you're all right. And then just came and lay down beside me. So this guy came and he asked me all these questions they ask about, your household and your income and a whole load of stuff. And then they got on to hobbies and the services that you use in your community. Now, the community wasn't just necessarily the area where I live. It's like throughout Stirling. So he asked me, in the last 12 months, I thought, okay, right, well, that's quite a good sort of barometer because I've lived in this house now for over 12 months. And he was asking questions like, in the last 12 months, have you been to the cinema? Have you been to the theatre? Have you been to an art gallery? Have you been to a museum? And I had to say no. In the last 12 months, no, I haven't. I haven't been out and about in Stirling and done these things. I have done in the past. I used to go to the cinema a lot. I used to go to museums. I used to do a whole load of things. But in the last 12 months, no, I haven't done any of these things. He then asked about my hobbies. So how do I fill my time? What do I do? And that's quite a common question that I get asked. What do you do all day? Well, regular viewers, you know, I do loads of things. I have lots of hobbies and activities and things that I do. And obviously, Miss Luna keeps me busy as well. And when I was asking the questions, there are set categories. And as we were going through the questions, what hobbies do you do? You know, reading, crafting, you know, so all the things I do. And as I was looking down the list, I did notice that DIY was not on them and gardening wasn't on them. Now, there was a little sort of category at the bottom that just said other. And he said, oh, well, I'll just tick the other box because you don't do anything. And it kind of made me go, hang on a minute. I spend a lot of my time doing things like DIY and gardening and decluttering and crafting. And in that one sentence, that guy sort of dismissed all the things unintentionally, because obviously he's just got to tick the boxes on his computer. He sort of dismissed all the things that I do that make me happy. And when he left, I actually felt quite deflated that all the things that I have worked towards doing over the last, okay, now you could say 15 years since I first was separated and divorced, over the last 10 years since I moved to Stirling, and so on. All the things that I have spent all that time working towards doing felt like, now it's the Scottish Government that set this questionnaire, these things that I do weren't valued because I'm not spending money. Because I'm not spending money in going to the theatre and going to the cinema and going to places. All the things that I do tend to be home-based, and as you know, I am doing things on a budget. I'm being creative with the resources that I already have or the resources that I have been gifted. I am not spending money doing things that make me happy. And this is where it gets a little bit deeper, so bear with me. If you remember going back to the question and answer sessions, the videos that I did a wee while ago, one of the questions that I was asked and I answered was, what advice would you give to your younger self? And my advice was, or one of the pieces of advice I would give a younger self was, don't dim your own light to let other people shine. And it kind of triggered a memory for me a few years ago when I don't think I've talked about this on here, but after I was divorced, I did meet someone else and was in a long-term relationship for 8 or 9 years. And the things that we did together were his hobbies. And they cost money to do. They were quite active and outdoors things. Like we would go cycling and kayaking, and he had a microglider, and we had a camper van, and all these things cost money to do. And I loved doing them at the time. I loved all that. But they weren't my hobbies. They were his hobbies. And my hobbies were dismissed as boring. So it was boring to want to sit and knit. It was boring to read. It was boring to watch a film or a movie either on, my laptop or stream it on the TV. And it reminded me of one time when we went to London for a few days. And as you may or may not know, but mostly in the UK, a lot of galleries and museums are free to enter. And sometimes within those museums, and the one I'm thinking about is the V&A, which is a fantastic place to go if you ever get to London, and you go to the V&A. It's just fascinating. And there was a fashion exhibit. Now, I can't remember who it was. I think it might just have been a British designer's fashion exhibit, but you had to pay an extra, whatever it was, to go in there. And my partner didn't want to go in there. He said it was a waste of money. So we didn't go into that exhibit, that extra bit. But do you know what we did go into instead? An exhibit on plywood. I kid you not, plywood. They had a whole sort of short-term exhibit where it was the history of plywood and all the uses that plywood had been over the years. And it was free. So we went in there, and I kid you not, we spent about an hour and a half in there looking at every single flippant item that could ever have been made and designed with plywood. Now, I think that's boring. But did I say so at the time? No, I didn't, because I dimmed my own light. Was looking at a fashion through the ages, British designers, boring? Not to me, but it was to him, so we didn't do it. And just every now and again, sometimes something will catch me off guard, and I came across one of these quotes, and I can't remember whether it was on Facebook or Pinterest or somewhere, that said, make a list of all the things that give you joy and you love doing. And then at the bottom it said something along the lines of, just do them. Don't wait, just do them. And all the things I love doing, reading, knitting, and thank you so much for all those lovely comments on my knitting video last week, and all the good wishes for us. Yeah, it's really exciting. Definitely not boring. But yeah, knitting. What else do I do? Oh, quilting, sewing clothes. All these things I love doing. And that's what I'm doing. I have spent all these years now working towards having the time, having the luxury to do all these things that I love doing. And I'm not sorry. I am not sorry. They are not boring. And if other people think I'm boring and they think the things that I do I'm boring, well, that's on them, because I am really happy and really content with the life that I have built for myself. So that was the first thing. The second thing that is potentially exciting and not boring, but I'm a little bit anxious about it, I have been invited to consider taking part in a TV programme that will be comparing and testing Christmas food items and comparing luxury items to budget items. Now, I'm still waiting back to hear from the producer to find out exactly what it involves and where it would have to go and all that. And I'm in two minds. I don't know if I want to do it or not. Yes, people have said, yes, it will be exciting and it'll be fun. Just do it. Just go. You'll be great. You'll have a lovely time. But there's a little part of me is like, I don't know. And does that make me boring for not wanting to do that? Maybe, I don't know. Boring is in the eye of the beholder, to misquote that famous saying. But yeah, we shall see. I am waiting to hear back. I get a lot of stuff in my emails, and some of it seems legit, some of it is a bit iffy, some of them are always promising me, oh, we can do this, that, we will give you this, and But this one, I have checked out the production company and it is legit. They are the same production company that produced The Gold for the BBC. So yeah, it is a legit offer, but I'm just not sure about taking it up. You can give me your thoughts and comments below, but yeah, if declining it makes me boring, that's fine, because I am perfectly happy with my wee life with Luna exactly as it is. So if you've made it all the way to the end of this video and I haven't bored you, Thank you so much. Yeah. I am always positive because I am genuinely doing the things with my life, in my life, that I want to do. And as I said before, I am consciously single. I am on my own because I do not want to compromise. I do not want to dim my light for anyone else. I'm never saying never, but right now I'm doing exactly what I want to do when I want to do it. So thank you for watching this more reflective Money Monday, and I will see you again in the next video, which will probably be Wednesday. I do seem to have got into the pattern of committing to 3 videos a week now, so we'll stick with that for just now, as long as I think I've got something not boring to share with you. Thanks for watching, and yeah, she hasn't moved the whole time, so she's fast asleep. We will see you next time. Bye for now.